Hey, it's BrickTsar, and today we are going to look at a vintage Lego set. This is one from 1973. It is the Swiss Villa. Has 150 pieces. Had an alternate set number of 356, but our number is 540. That's the number of this set, 540. And being that this box here has the piece count on it, 150 interlocking pieces, means that this one was produced in North America. So the other set number 356 would have been the European version. That is my understanding. And I have here a granulated tree. Probably did not come with this set, even though it shows it on the box. So let's look at everything with this Swiss Villa. Alright, here's the base plate. This is before I started building it, and you got the white dots that show you where to start putting the bricks. They did this with a lot of the old vintage base plates. Alright, the rare part indeed would be this granulated tree. It was only in about 7 or so sets. In later versions of this, it would have the regular little like pine tree type tree. In fact, when I bought this set, I believe this is what it came with, but I upgraded it to match the one on the box. So I think most produced after 73 had that, and then the early versions probably had the granulated tree. I just like to look at that granulated tree. And then the antenna, you can't see it right now, I'll go up here. The 8-prong TV antenna. Yes, that's a TV antenna. You kids out there, yeah, we used to have to get our television this way. You had to go adjust the antenna just right to get certain stations. Well, this piece is hard to find fully intact. The 8-prong antenna, one of the prongs on the end almost always breaks off. You never really want to store it with other pieces in a box because that's how they break. And then the shutters aren't necessarily rare. The blue ones aren't in as many sets, the red ones in more, although I seem to have more blue ones in my personal collection than I do red, but they're not necessarily rare. And then that's pretty much it. The base plate, the tree, and the antenna. You could probably build this except for the windows and the doors. I don't think you see those in new sets anymore, but those aren't rare. They're easy to find. So it's pretty common pieces. Could easily make it if you just substituted a regular base plate, maybe one not even with the rounded corners like this. And, obviously this one has the white dots on it to help you get started, which as a kid I kind of liked it, but later it's like, well, if you rebuild something on it, you see those white dots. But anyway, now I did show this set. I got this in haul number 2. That's a long time ago. That was over a year ago when we first started this channel, and I didn't know how I was going to proceed with it. We just kind of started BrickTsar, and we spontaneously in the middle of the haul decided to build this set. And I think had to make some adjustments as we were building it. My son built it, but I wanted to do a review of it by itself. So I really like this. I like the contrast with the red and the blue. You got the red section with the blue roof and the blue section with the red roof. I like the little archways. I've never been to Switzerland, but I have been to South Dakota. And that's an inside joke to my nephew, who's probably not watching. But when we went to South Dakota, my mother-in-law kept saying, "Looks like Switzerland." And I was like, well, I've never been to Switzerland, so I don't know. I always imagine snow-capped mountains when I think of Switzerland. But anyway, it's real simple. The roof doesn't come off easy or anything. There's no interior. I mean, this is before minifigures, so it's even before the armless, legless, or the armless and no movable leg minifigures with faceless ones. To 73. I like the little balcony there. And I love the little sidewalk going under the archway. I think that's really cool. But You know, I always say in my reviews of the vintage sets, I love the simplicity. You don't get a lot of variety of pieces or anything like that, but this is the way I grew up playing with Lego, is you had to make what you could out of a lot of basic type bricks, plates, and roof pieces. So they did a really good job with this. I got to go back and find there was a brick journal that talked about some of the guys that designed a lot of these sets. I don't think there were very many people in the 70s designing these, so a lot of the sets were designed by the same people, but I always enjoyed them. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you another vintage set, the Swiss Villa. Oh, before I finish, I should show you the box. Let's just slide this out. These are the old 70s style boxes. Always got the color bar. They usually slide out like so, because it says on the box, stored these building bricks in this box. It was a command. You had no choice. Store these building bricks in this box, or the Lego police will get you. But then you'd have the interior box to do that. And then your instructions. These were fold-out instructions. This one does not have any alternate models or other pictures on it. It's just the actual instructions. Mine seen better days. But that's the Swiss Villa. Another vintage set from 40 years ago. So thanks for watching again. This is BrickTsar.